Yo, Grand Rising, YouTube family. It's your boy Jay back here with another vid. Hope you all doing well, blessed, on your purpose, get into a bag, all that good shit. Still got the shoebox in the back. Excuse that. 3 signs that you're starting to love yourself more. This is very crucial. Before I get into the 3 signs, let's just talk about the importance of self-love. If y'all been tapping into the last couple vids I've been dropping on the channel, you'll see that in a lot of the relationship or women content where I'm talking about the red pill or just learning how to speak, a lot of it's gonna come down to feeling good. And feeling good comes from you being in a state of having that love towards yourself. So it's very crucial for us to love ourselves because that's ultimately going to put us in the best state possible, the best feeling state possible, enjoying life and living life to its full fulfillment. And not only does emotions dictate fulfillment, because the only thing we have in life is time, and the way that we gauge the quality of our life is how we spend that time. And if you spend that time depressed, angry, sad, frustrated, mad, confused, all these negative emotional states, then that's going to be the quality of your life. Whether you have $1 billion, whether you have a family and kids and a happy wife, whether you have a thriving business, whether you have the physique of your dreams, whether you have anything externally, your internal emotional state is going to determine the quality of our life, right? And not only the quality from a emotional standpoint, but I believe that when we are in a more positive emotional state, we make better decisions, and those better decisions lead to better actions, and better actions lead to better results. So, it's going to help improve our results. It's going to help improve our fulfillment. So without further ado, here's the 3 signs that you're starting to love yourself more. Sign number 1 is you stop caring about fitting in. You stop caring about fitting in. So what I mean by that is a lot of times what this stems from is, biologically we're designed to survive and reproduce. I've been talking about this a lot. But back in the day, when we were in tribes, it was very important for us to fit in with the tribe, because otherwise, if we were outcasts and someone had more authority within that tribe, they had the authority to exile us out that tribe. And pretty much if you were out the tribe, you were dead. That was basically how the brain equals it. Out the tribe equals dead. So the problem with this when it comes to modern society is there's no longer tribes when it comes to like a small community in a certain location, but more so there's tribes in terms of our interests, in terms of what we believe in, right? So it's very important to identify the tribes that you want to be in. If you're on this tribe, self-improvement, personal development, becoming the best version of yourself, actualizing who God designed you to be, a child of the Most High God, and walking in that assignment, then, yes, you would want to fit in with that tribe. You would want to, follow the rules follow the standards of that tribe, because it's ultimately going to benefit your life rather than take away from it and hinder it. But aside from that, ultimately, when you start to love yourself more, you stop caring about fitting in at all. So really this is where you can step into your own individuality, step into your own authenticity. And being individual is very important in success. Again, going back to fulfillment and achievement. When you're able to be yourself at all times, that's when you're going to feel the best. That's when you're going to be in the most emotional state. That's the most loving thing that you can do. Imagine how most people don't like being themselves, and they suppress themselves of certain emotions their whole life. They suppress themselves on acting a certain way their whole life. They suppress themselves on expressing themselves in a certain way their whole life. And what that does is it builds up trauma, it builds up blockages, it builds up inflammation, it builds up disease, and it doesn't allow energy to flow and really, experience the highest levels of consciousness that we can. So once you start to love yourself more and honor yourself for who you are individually, honor your uniqueness, honor who God designed you to be. The Bible says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So you have certain things about yourself that if you just paid attention to, if you just focused on, you can really appreciate about yourself and appreciate about how you are. Confidence is saying that, hey, I think I'm the coolest person in the world, but if somebody else doesn't think that, I don't care. I'll be okay. Right? It's like being okay with yourself and feeling confident about yourself, and you expect the world to treat you how you treat yourself. That's what you should expect. That's what you should expect to attract. And the only reason why you don't expect that is because you don't view yourself like that yet. And once you start to view yourself like that and you start to attract different expectations from the world, your reality starts to change. But then confidence, again, like I said, says that even if they don't accept me, I'm still gonna be okay. Even if they don't like me, I'm still gonna be okay because I love myself, and that's all I need. Let's move on to point number 2. Stay with that one a long time. So one is you start to stop trying to fit in. 2, you start to change your habits. So a lot of times, I'm gonna keep this one simple. When it comes to our habits and the things that we do on a habitual basis every day, our routine, our cycle, when you start to love yourself more, and if you want more tips on loving yourself, just let me know and I can make a video on how to love yourself. But I got different videos that kind of go into it in different ways, so check out the page. But once you start to love yourself more, then you'll naturally just start to make a different decision. So like, for example, yesterday I was if you've seen the video, I was downtown Denver. I'm in Denver here for a little second, staying with my cousin, and I was downtown Denver getting some work in, and the spot I was at is it's called Metropolis. Pretty dope spot. It's like where you can go downtown, watch the game. They had the big screen TV. There's a lot of people out. They had the outdoor area and they had the indoor area, and inside is where they had like all the food spots. They had a sushi spot. They had a Philly cheesesteak spot, taco spot, burger spot, and then they had a bowl spot, like a healthy bowl place, like a if you've been to like Sweet Green or like Mad Greens, or just like these places that have these healthy bowls and you can add protein and stuff like that. So I had choice to make. Your boy had choices, right? Definitely had choices to make, and normally I would just say F it and didn't try this burger spot. I really like burgers, so like I'm a just keep trying different burgers at different spots just to see what's my top burger at the end of life, side quests. But I want to only eat that type of stuff on the weekends. I want to 80-20 my diet. I want to eat clean 80% of the time, 20% of the time, then I can have a little bit more freedom, right? So I had a choice to make. I could choose the burger spot that looked fire. They had dream sauce with the brioche buns. They made it sound crazy. Single patty, this is the most popular. The dude walked up as soon as I was just checking out the menu. I'm like, bro, I'm just looking, relax. And I'm still trying to decide. I order on the kiosk if I want it. So I was facing a dilemma inside my brain. But since I've been loving myself more recently, since I've been pouring into myself, since I've been practicing self-talk, positive self-talk, and pouring affirmations into myself that tell me how I feel about myself, then I made the decision to say, hey, it's Thursday. This is not the designated day for my cheat day. So during this time, I want to eat clean. So let me go to the bowl spot. I'm going to get the chicken, and I'm going to choose self-love. I'm going to choose self-care. And what that did for me was, after I finished the meal, I felt good, There wasn't that shame or that guilt that we feel when we make decisions that's not in alignment with the best version of ourselves. And the only reason we would do that is because, again, if we have a low view of our value, if we have a low view on our worth, because then we'll make the decision. We'll say, do you get the healthy spot? Do you get the burger? What's the point? I always get the burger. Let's just go with the burger. Or, what's the point? I'm already fat. Let's just get the burger. Or, what's the point? I already, whatever negative self-story you tell yourself on why you don't go to the healthy food spot, that's the limited belief that you need to change. And it's usually just due to a lack of love and a lack of self-worth and a lack of self-value and, a lack of information too. We need to be educated about certain things, so then we could just be logical about decisions and say, hey, is this healthy or no? Do I want to eat healthy? Yes or no? Do I want to be a healthy person? Yes or no? Do I want to have a long life and maximize life? Yes or no? Right. Okay, so let me make this decision. And again, what helped me is the 80-20 rule. I don't want to be 100% clean and not enjoy some of these fire chef inspired meals that's out here, that's going crazy, that's super tasty. I want to enjoy life as well, and I think that's the golden ratio is what they call it. Check out the book 80-20 rule by, I forgot who it's by, but it's the Pareto Principle. Y'all look it up if you haven't. Anyway, the last and third sign that you're starting to love yourself more is you not only don't desire to fit in, change your habits, but you also change your self-talk. So I touched on it briefly, the way you talk to yourself. So I touched on it briefly, but a sign you'll notice when you start to love yourself more is you become nicer to yourself. Instead of, that judgmental voice, like, a lot of I think the Bible is real symbolic in a way, right? And the symbolism between the Old Testament and the New Testament is similar to how a mindset of judgment and a mindset of grace. So what do I mean by that? In the Old Testament, we were judged off of our works. We made sacrifices in the physical, and God would judge us based on the sacrifices that we made physically by our work. And in the New Testament, we are saved by Jesus Christ. We're saved by the work that Jesus did on the cross. And if we have faith in that, then he gives us the grace to receive the gift of the kingdom. But in the Old Testament, to receive the gift of the kingdom, you have to do certain works, right? So when we're negative to ourselves, when we're judging ourselves, we're assuming that the work that we're doing is how we get the result, right? Like if we just made a mistake, if we just fell short, right? If we just sinned, if we just didn't do the right thing that we wanted to do, that's not a cause to judge. That's just a cause to analyze and appreciate the grace that Jesus gives you to understand that that's not the right thing. Because you got to realize some people don't even realize that the wrong things that they're doing is wrong. So just for you knowing that it's wrong is the first step. So give yourself grace and thank God that he gives you that grace to be able to see, instead of judging yourself. And then this is going to reflect in your self-talk. This is going to reflect when you say, man, don't be so hard on yourself, or take it easy, or it's going to be okay. You're going to be all right. I love myself. Just make a better choice. Just be like a more positive way to speak about yourself instead of, damn, you so stupid, you fat, you lazy, man, you never do nothing, man, you not worthy of love, man, you not worthy of this person, you not worthy to get this, you not worthy to have this, man, you'll never be like them, you wasn't born like that. All this negative story, all this negative judgment, one comes from being too serious, being too attached, because at the end of the day, what matters is, again, how we spend our time. And do you really want to spend your time in a negative state? Do you really want to spend your time not feeling good? So it's like, let's detach from that old story of, I have to be hard on myself to get results. And I have to, beat myself up in order to whip myself into shape, quote unquote. That's the old story. That's the works-based mindset. And instead, let's just have, the grace-based mindset and let go of that old story and just say, hey, I'm on the path to healing. I'm on the path to growth. I'm working on myself every single day. And you start to, again, when you do that, not only do you feel better, but it's just more accurate. It's just more truthful. And that's why it feels better. Because the truth will set you free, surely. So I encourage you all to do an audit. Are these signs showing up in your life? Are you having not the desire to fit in? Do you look at society and say, I want to be like this person, I want to be like this person? Or are you fully comfortable, confident, and happy that you are yourself? Number 2 sign. Are you changing your habits? Are you changing what you're doing on a daily basis? And it should be natural. It shouldn't be, again, a works-based thing. It should just come as a cause of you loving yourself more and understanding that certain things going to lead to long-term happiness and health and wealth and achievement and fulfillment, and certain things lead to long-term destruction, sadness, angry, mad, and not getting the good results. And then lastly, what's your self-talk? Are you being nicer to yourself? Are you talking to yourself nicely? Do you find yourself being more
happy with yourself? Do you find yourself being more, giving yourself more grace, right? That's the example. Like, that's what I wanted to touch on with that. It's like Jesus and the way that God gives us grace in the New Testament is the way that we should give grace to ourselves, right? So, Jesus is always the model. So the way that he gives us grace, the way should we give it to ourselves and others. Don't take life too serious, because the more serious you take it, the more bound up and uptight and, less enjoyable it's going to be for you. And, the people that take it so serious are so focused on these results that they feel like they got to sacrifice the moment, but it's like the moment is all we have. So encourage y'all to all stay present, stay blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.